including Houston, especially from Houston south to the coast. That's where the worst of it will be. But the storm line is moving much faster than earlier forecasts. It's moving east at about 40 miles an hour. It's racing through. That storm motion speed, that faster speed, is lowering the flash flooding threat significantly. It's not going to sit on us. It's going to blow through. So rain totals in most areas will be an inch, maybe even less overnight. We'll look at totals here in just a moment. The second thing that happened is that today we had a little boundary push in from southwest Louisiana, same boundary that caused the flooding in Beaumont on Thursday. And then it was Friday during the day that boundary pushed into southeast Texas, Houston. That gave us all the thunderstorms we had on Friday afternoon, caused some street flooding. Well, that thunderstorm activity has wrung out quite a bit of the energy in the atmosphere. Not all of it, but a chunk of it. So these storms won't have as much energy to feed on as we had early anticipated. Forecasting the atmosphere several days in advance, especially this time of the year in spring, is very challenging. It's a fun challenge. I love it. And I'm also very happy that this line of storms coming in tonight is not quite going to have the severe threat or the flash flooding threat that we earlier thought it would. But it's going to rain on wet ground from the rain earlier today, and there will likely be some street ponding and street flooding in some neighborhoods as this races through, especially along and south of I-10. So let's take a look at it. Here it comes. Again, the line racing to the east at about 40 miles an hour. That's fast. In fact, parts of that line where it's bowing a little bit here, that may be moving at about 40, 45 miles an hour. I have not seen any reports of wind damage out of central Texas, but it's not out of the question. We could see a wind gust of 40, 45, 50 with some of those storms as they rumble on through the area. At the moment we're dry, but it's not going to last too much longer. Let's take a closer look at where this line is setting up. So there's the leading edge. Hitting Cuero right now. Hallettsville's getting stormed on. So Victoria, you're just moments away from getting in on that line of thunderstorms. Columbus, and here's Colorado County. It's just knocking on your door coming down I-10. And so you can see Manson, El Campo, Wharton, Columbus, Victoria, there's Port Lavaca, Palacios, Bay City, Angleton, Alvin, League City, everybody here. Eventually this is going to sweep right on through here over the next couple of hours, and you can expect about a half hour of heavy rain, and then it should move on through, and then that will be it. We'll have light drizzle for the next several hours after the line moves through. That's the south side of the line. That's the stronger side. North side, just knocking on the door of LaGrange, Ledbetter, Lexington, Rockdale. So there's Bryan College Station, Brenham, good morning. There's Navasota. You got Singleton, Madisonville. There's Huntsville, Prairie View, New Ulm, Industries right in there. One of my favorite places in Austin County, Industry. Well, this line is just racing due east, so you're all going to get these storms over the next couple of hours. But this side of the line, although it's thunderstorms, we haven't had any severe thunderstorm warnings up and down on that north side of the line. Let me back this up and show you a little bigger picture. So take a look. So you see these orange boxes here? Those are all individual severe thunderstorm warnings. That's where the worst of the weather is. You've got wind gusts that could be above 50. You could have quarter-size hail in some of those. But none of those orange boxes north of I-10. All the really severe stuff is south of I-10. So along and south of I-10 is where I expect the worst of the weather to be overnight tonight. And once again, here comes the line. Columbus, you're just about to get in on it. There's El Campo, there's Victoria, Manson, Hallettsville, Bryan, Brenham, and Prairie View, all in line. But again, the north side of the line is not nearly as strong. It's not severe. It's a good line of thunderstorms. It's racing east at about 35, 40, but at the moment not severe. So what about timing? So as we get into 3:30, that's when it will be just pushing into the Houston area, but also Fort Bend County, Sugar Land, Missouri City. You're on that south side that could have strong, maybe an isolated severe thunderstorm moving through with the line passage. There's Wharton County. There's Wharton. There's Ocampo. There's Matagorda County. Here's Brazoria County, Galveston County. So our southern counties are going to be the ones at greatest risk as we go through the evening hours for gusty wind, small to medium hail, and the heaviest of the rain. That being said, that rain is going to be racing east, and it won't last long, and it shouldn't cause any type of flash flooding emergency, but it could cause some high water spots on roadways, and at night that's dangerous, so just stay where you are. Let this line of storms blow through. By 6:30 in the morning, You know, the leading edge is actually here, almost to the Texas-Louisiana border. That will be light to moderate rain back behind it. It's the leading edge where the bad stuff will be. So even by 6:30, things are going to begin to be tapering down. That's how fast this is going to race through. And then as we head into 10, 11, by lunchtime, storms are pushing into Louisiana and they're weakening. Now, there is still going to be in the mid-levels an area of low pressure up here near Dallas. And the computer is grabbing onto that idea, and it's producing some fairly heavy rain up here, Dallas to Waco, and maybe some scattered showers, especially as we get into the heat of the afternoon for our north and west counties, Brenham, Navasota, Huntsville, Conroe, Prairie View. It's possible. And we're also going to see some sunshine mixing in here. So tomorrow for Houston is it's not a complete washout, but there may be some scattered showers. I really think the heavier rain will be near that low up toward Dallas and Waco, and not so much here in Houston. How much rain are we forecast to get out of this overnight? Well, not enough to flood us. So today, where we had street flooding, we had 3, 4, 5 inches of rain come down in an hour or two. That's too much rain too fast. With this passage of showers, you know, most areas are going to see an inch of rain. Hobby, Tomball, maybe a little less than an inch. Katy, an inch. There's Sugar Land, maybe an inch and a half. This is a forecast. Conroe, maybe 2 inches of rain. So some spots may see 2 to 3 inches. But most areas, as this rain comes through tonight, through about lunchtime tomorrow, of course it's going to come through and most of it ends before sunrise, it's an inch or less, which we can handle with no problem. This is the big forecast change from a couple of days ago when we were concerned that this passage of storms would be much slower, have more energy to work with, and cause a much higher flash flooding threat. And that is going to change because of the reduced amount of energy in the atmosphere and the speed at which the line is moving. So here's Saturday's forecast. We'll start with, at 7 a.m., that line will be through. The worst will be long over. So a 40% chance for some lingering light rain and drizzle by 7 a.m. By noon, I drop it to a 30% chance, and it's a mixed bag of stuff. And I'll leave this at a 30% rain chance. North and west counties, maybe you have a little better chance, but a little bit of sunshine, a mix of clouds, and a few raindrops. So it's a mixed bag of weather tomorrow. We'll rebound from the rain-cooled 60s in the morning to about 86 in the afternoon. And as we look at the weekend as a whole, 30% rain chance on Saturday, 30% rain chance on Sunday. So scattered showers, there'll still be a chance, especially in the warmth of the afternoon on Sunday. So that is where we stand weather-wise right now. Let me just I'll quickly walk through everything again, and then we'll do another update in about an hour as it really starts to bear down on us. So here we go. Severe thunderstorm watch for the Houston and Southeast Texas area. I see that's a brand new severe thunderstorm warning that now includes portions of Colorado County and Wharton County. So Wharton, El Campo, heads up. That's a strong thunderstorm right there with gusty straight line winds and torrential rain, maybe some small hail pushing in your direction. Here comes the line of storms. But the worst of it is south of I-10, along and south of I-10. North of I-10 at the moment, no severe weather warnings, and I don't expect any. Just knocking on the door of Columbus, Victoria, now moving into your western suburbs, the western suburbs of Victoria. All racing east at about 40 miles an hour. You can expect some wind gusts of 40 as those storms move through. There's the leading edge of that line reaching Rockdale, Lexington, LaGrange. There's Brenham and New Ulm, Navasota and Huntsville and Madisonville. So you can see you're all in line. You're going to get this over the next hour or two, but it will be a quick hit, won't last too long, and I don't think it's going to cause any significant flooding problems. That's the good news with this. Once again, here's the computer model, pushing the leading edge right into the heart of Southeast Texas by around 3:34 a.m. But again, you can see the brighter colors indicating the more intense storms are and will continue to be along and south of I-10. North of I-10, that's not bad at all. A little bit of rain and thunder, you'll be okay. We go into 6:30. Leading edge has now raced into Louisiana, and as it races into Louisiana, it looks like it's going to begin to break up and weaken a little bit. We have lingering showers in the early to mid-morning hours, and then I think a lot of the rain ends for Houston. That rain, Waco to Dallas, is likely, as there will be an upper low sitting there. And I think we too will have a chance for a few scattered showers in the afternoon, so I've left in that 30% rain chance. But again, rain totals overnight tonight with this line of storms coming through 1.5 Sugarland, 1.1 Angleton, El Campo, 1.25 Hobby, 1 inch. Model's putting out 2 inches for Conroe. I think that's unlikely. It's a computer model. It's not perfect. Brenham 1 inch, but you get the idea. One inch or so in most spots, maybe up to 3 inches in some isolated spots. That's not enough to cause a big flash flooding emergency. So I would recommend you stay in and not drive on the wet roads. There could be high water spots that can get you in trouble at night, but it doesn't look like a huge problem. And of course, we're on the air with a full newscast coming up Saturday morning. I believe we're on the air at 7 a.m. Addison's going to be in here, and we'll be giving you all the lowdown on what actually is a problem, if there are any, early in the morning. Saturday, 40% chance for lingering light rain. Lingering light rain at 7 a.m. A mix of clouds, sun, and a few scattered showers for noon and 4 o'clock, but I don't think Saturday is a washout. And we'll do this again on Sunday with a 30% chance for a scattered shower. So that's where we stand right now. The line of storms is just about to enter our western forecast area, Columbus, Navasota, Victoria. So we'll break in here on Facebook. We'll go live again in about an hour with an update on what's going on. I'll monitor things, see if we get any reports of damage, but I doubt it. The storms are just not quite that strong. And we'll see you in about an hour here for another update. In fact, hold on just a second. Stay right there. So let's see, what are we looking at here? Okay, so it's 1:30 right now. It's 1:30. So we'll look at doing another live update here right about 2:30 in the morning. So we'll see you in an hour.